Hello everyone, welcome back to the AJ Speed Shop YouTube channel. It is currently T-minus 14 hours before we leave for cruising the coast in our 87 Grand National. So I've completed the prep work on the car and I was about to start loading up, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to shoot a quick video to show you guys who may be contemplating on how to travel in an old classic car, muscle car, 80s vintage car, on things that you might need to bring with you if you're going to do a long cross-country road trip or something like that. So let me just show you kind of what I do when I go to travel and why I bring the stuff that I bring. Okay, starting at the rear of this long line of supplies that we bring with us when we travel in any of our cars. First off, I bring a tire kit that basically is a plug kit, fix-a-flat, mini compressor, things like that, because I do not carry a spare in this car. So we try to do everything we can to be able to repair a tire. This small bag right here is just a small tool bag that it's my daily carry, so to speak, in the Buick. Just has some of your basic stuff that you can make easy roadside repairs. Here's my large tool bag, just general stuff that you could think of for a pretty decent amount of repair work. I can do quite a bit with that, what's in that bag right there. I bring an aluminum floor jack. I bring an aluminum jack stands, both of which I bought them because they're light, and I try to somewhat minimize the weight of everything we carry in the trunk. With everything that we do carry, it is about 175 pounds of stuff in the trunk by the time we are actually out on the road. So I have a jump pack with an onboard air compressor. And then this is my supply tote. I pretty much leave this thing loaded all year, and I just throw it in the car when we get ready to go. I bring an extra oxygen sensor, extra spark plugs. I bring a spare alternator. My car uses a 200 amp alternator, and part store alternators will not work for me in this car. So I do carry a spare with me in the event that I lose one. When you're doing events like Hot Rod Power Tour and cruising the coast, things that have a lot of idle time, it's really hard on alternators, especially running the AC the whole time. So you can easily potentially have an alternator failure. So I'll bring one of those. Of course, oil, transmission fluid, funnel. I do bring a spare belt, just because you never know. And when you get thrown one on the side of the road, that's not the time to figure out that nobody has a belt in stock locally. Of course, I'll bring our pair of bag chairs, cleaning supplies, because we will most certainly get rained on at some point on this trip. Or, get the usual tree sap and things like that on there, bird crap, usual stuff. So we're always prepared to clean. So all of this stuff combined is about 175 pounds worth, maybe a little more now. And you kind of question, why would you bring all this stuff with you? Well, last year on the Cruising the Coast, I had a transmission line fail, hard line fail. And had I not had this stuff with me, I would have had a lot harder time trying to make a roadside repair on a transmission line without a jack and stands and a tubing cutter and stuff like that. Also, when we did Hot Rod Power Tour in my 16 model Z06, you wouldn't think that you would have any kind of failures with that car, but yet we did. I had a gas tank leak develop, and I didn't bring any tools or jack or anything with me. And we were stuck out in the woods in Georgia with literally no supplies, no way to work on the car. And I had to drive into town with a leaking gas tank and buy everything. Buy another floor jack, jack stands. I had to buy everything to make a roadside repair. So from that point on, I swore I will always carry stuff with me. I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Because there's nothing worse than being broke down on the side of the road on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon with no supplies and no access to anything. So now we've got to get all of this stuff in this trunk. So this is an exercise in space management. This is like playing Tetris times 10. Okay, here we are. Got everything in it. It's a tight fit, but I've done it enough times. I know how to make everything fit just right to leave just enough room to get everything in. We throw this bag chair up in the top here. And then usually we bring On a week-long trip or so, I can get all my stuff, my personal stuff, in a single tote bag, and my wife can usually get it in 1 to 2 bags. And we can usually just lay those right across here. Usually we'll stuff them in right in this area right here and across the top there. And then as soon as we get to the Airbnb, you know, we'll usually take those out, and we don't travel with those in the car no more than what we have to. So we do bring a cooler with us full of drinks and food and stuff too. That goes inside the back seat. And any other miscellaneous stuff will also go in the back seat. So it's a tight fit. Like I said, it's very heavy, and it does drop the back of the car down about 1 inch. It sits just right on the tires once it's loaded down. So I hate carrying the extra weight, but also hate being broke down and not having supplies and tools. I'm pretty much self-sufficient with this thing. Also, on the last 2 trips that I've prepared like this, I actually ended up helping out other people with my tools and my jumper pack, things of that nature. On the last 2 trips, I've had to help people out. So I don't mind carrying the stuff. I don't mind being prepared. Just makes the trip a little less stressful whenever you're trying to travel in a 35 to 40-year-old car. Especially something that's an 80s vintage that you can't just get parts at the auto parts store. You know, some older cars, carbureted cars, stuff like that, you can go to an AutoZone and get a distributor or a module or a carburetor or things of that nature, but not for you know, late 80s Grand Nationals with all the technology that they had at the time. So anyway, rear of the car is ready to go. Luggage got to go in. Car's already fully prepped. Everything's got a good clean bill of health down here. All we've got to do is go top off the fuel tank on the way out of town in the morning. And we will be leaving about 2 a.m. Got about a 7-hour drive one way to get to Gulfport from where we live. It's going to be a great trip. Looking forward to meeting up with a lot of our friends from previous years and meeting up with the Turbo Buick group. And it's going to be a good time. So anyway, any of you guys that are contemplating on taking a road trip, whether it's Power Tour or touring the coast or Hot Rod Tour of Texas, something like that, don't hesitate to prepare your cars and get out and drive your cars. It's the most fun that you can have. Just use some common sense, prepare your car, test it before the trip, and go out and drive it and have fun. There's always going to be people there that can help you, and it adds so much excitement to it. Going to a hot rod event, actually driving your car out there. No need to throw them on a trailer. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it helps some people out that might be thinking about taking a road trip in an old car. Don't be scared, just do it. Thanks for watching, and I'll be updating you with Cruising the Coast videos probably in a couple days. Thank you.